Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for KREM News First at 4. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. Well, it is the news that thousands of Spokane drivers have been waiting for. After several months of construction and a lengthy detour, the Hatch Road Bridge finally back open today. KREM 2's Cody Proctor is live with more on the reopening and what drivers are saying about it. Cody?
Well, Mark, it is certainly news that drivers have been waiting for the last few months. Work is finally done on the Hatch Road Bridge project, and now that drivers can get to and from the South Hill from Highway 195. Now, before this was taking a detour of 30+ minutes. Now it means a drive of only a few minutes. And for more than 8,000 drivers who go over the bridge, seeing the barricades come down was a welcome relief for them. The nearly $2 million repairs kicked off at the end of March, with the crews replacing the bridge's deck. Now, the reason they had to do it was because it had been shifting due to the high amount of traffic that was going over the bridge. And one other thing that they should be able to appreciate as well now is the brand new right-hand turn lane from Hatch to US 195. In the past, traffic would back up there. Now this lane should help move more cars through faster. It should also be potentially more safe, according to fire officials. And people who work in the area around the Hatch Road Bridge say they're excited to have the road and the bridge back open.
I got a lot of friends up there, and it'll be good to see them again. And honestly, getting the regulars back, that's what I'm most excited for. It'll be good to have the people from the South Hill making their way back down here, not just having to go to Luna, you know.
And the project finished about 2 weeks ahead of schedule. It's one of several projects that are taking place around the city during an $80 million road construction season. Of course, another well-known one is the project that's taking place at Thor and Freya. That is still in the works right now. Now, during the construction, when drivers had to make the detours around this road, they were seeing detours of 30 to even 40 minutes. Now that this is open, more than likely, they're very excited that that drive is a lot shorter. In Spokane, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Cody, certainly some welcome news. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk weather. It is Friday. We have plenty of sunshine in the forecast, looking pretty good heading into the weekend. Let's get outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo with what we need to know about the forecast this weekend. Jeremy?
Mark, more sunshine, more warm weather. 87 degrees right now, and we're still climbing. Hottest time of the day isn't going to be for at least another hour, so we are not even close to where we're going to top out. But it is nothing but sunshine this afternoon after that round of morning storms. Basically what happened earlier this morning is one of those storms tapped into some energy sitting way, way, way up in the atmosphere overhead, and they all went, all right, let's party. And that's exactly what happened. Temperatures up in the 90s in central Washington, upper 80s in eastern Washington, mid 80s in North Idaho. That mercury is rising, but as it does, we've got a very dry atmosphere. Red flag warnings in place from the Canadian border down through Omak, all the way down following central Washington into north central Oregon. It is very dry, it is rather gusty, and we're going to hang on to some of those breezy winds through the rest of the afternoon. And with all the dry grass out there, it's an elevated fire risk. Saturday, Sunday, wind dies down across the region, but we stay hot. 89 on Saturday, so a couple degrees warmer than where we are right now, and 85 on Sunday.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Turning to our other top stories tonight, Spokane City Council President Breanne Beggs and City Council member Betsy Wilkerson have drafted a resolution to buy the proposed homeless shelter on East Trent Avenue. That's according to Monday's City Council meeting agenda. At the meeting, they're set to discuss and vote on the resolution. It would ask the Spokane City Administrator to, quote, enter negotiations with the owner of the building on East Trent so the city could purchase it. One of the main reasons for the proposed purchase would be so that the city does not end up paying for needed improvements to the building. Previously, council members approved a lease agreement for the proposed shelter on June 27th. Meanwhile, overnight, Spokane police found a body at Fish Lake Trailhead there near I-90 and Highway 195, and police say someone at the park came across a man's body and called 911. Last night, detectives spent several hours on scene alongside a forensics team. Spokane police are still not sure whether the man's death is a result of a homicide. They'll determine that once detectives finish their investigation and the medical examiner completes an autopsy. A man suspected of shooting 2 teens at Dwight Merkel Sports Complex was arrested in Arkansas yesterday. Spokane resident Jordan Genslinger is charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault. According to Spokane police, he'll be extradited back to Spokane for his court appearance. Initial reports stated a large fight led to that shooting that happened last month, and the teen's current condition who were shot is unknown tonight. In other top stories tonight, new and highly transmissible COVID variants have health leaders in King County considering bringing back a mask mandate.
Yes, we are actively considering if and when additional mandates may be needed. And I'm really encouraging everyone now to please, let's make sure we've done all we can on a voluntary basis before we have to go there.
Right now, cases are higher than the peak of last year's Delta wave, and officials say case numbers are likely an undercount because many people use rapid at-home tests, which are rarely included in official state numbers. Looking ahead, a new suicide prevention hotline launches tomorrow. Callers will be able to reach the lifeline by simply dialing 988. Previously, Governor Jay Inslee passed a bill that allocated $95 million to develop the program.
A lot of folks who do need to reach out, do need to be able to talk to somebody who is trained to support them, help them navigate through their crisis, but then also help them reach resources in the community.
Some local crisis centers in Washington will answer calls to the national number, part of nearly 200 other call centers nationwide trained to help people who are in crisis. Also looking ahead to Monday, the Post Falls School District hosting a school safety forum. This after several parents have reached out to the district with questions about safety protocols. It also comes as metal detection wands have become a topic of discussion in other school districts like the Lakeland Joint School District. According to our reporting partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press, the school board discussed adding the metal detectors at their meeting this week after 2 students expressed deep safety concerns. Some who oppose the wands say searches would violate 4th Amendment rights, which protect people from illegal search and seizure by the government. Also looking ahead, 2 members of a white nationalist group are scheduled to appear in court on Monday. One suspect is from Spokane and the other is from Texas. They were arrested along with 29 others on charges they planned to riot at a pride celebration in Coeur d'Alene last month. 4 other men were originally scheduled to appear alongside them, but their court dates have been moved back to August. Well, good news for fans of live music. Spokane Parks just approved a new contract to bring more bands to the pavilion starting next summer. KREM 2's Nathan Hyun is there right now to tell us what this means for concert fans. Nathan?
Hey Mark, well yeah, the Spokane Park Board unanimously approved a contract extension with AEG Presence. Now this extension gives the pavilion and the concerts extra incentives, but it also guarantees 24 new concerts in the next 3 years. But so far this summer, only 3 concerts are scheduled. The new contract extension requires AEG to book 24 events over the course of the next 3 years. The previous contract did not include a required number of bookings. While people will be able to enjoy more live music at the pavilion next summer, it's not at the expense of local events like Hoop Fest. The Parks Department made sure to block out key dates for community events too.
I think a real diverse events in the pavilion, a mixture of concerts, great community events, and really creating what we have envisioned in the master plan of this is the gathering place of the community. This is a place where people can come and enjoy.
The Pavilion Concert Series originally started last summer. In 2021, the Pavilion hosted 9 concerts from August to October, and the new contract lays out scheduling procedures at the Pavilion, which should avoid any confusion and conflicts. So right here at the outdoor pavilion, this place can hold about 5,000 people at any concert. And so the next concert is scheduled for August 13th with Duration and Atmosphere. And Jones did say that an extra concert is scheduled for this summer. It's just not going to be announced just yet. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. And coming up, we are spilling the tea on who your local candidates are ahead of the primary election.
The main reason that I decided to run is our current administration, I believe, has been failing our community.
After the break, our Amanda Rowley helps you get to know the 3rd and final candidate running for Spokane County Sheriff. We're back after a quick break. Also coming up later in the broadcast, new polling shows the job approval rate for both Governor Jay Inslee and President Joe Biden in the state of Washington. We'll break down those numbers later on. We're back after a quick break.